little tech moment.
Just take the other pictures. He was
I'm not going to be able to come back
okay,
to
okay.
your face.
Yes.
Hang on.
Yep, height.
Okay.
Is there.
Alright, great. Yeah, just yeah.
Slideshow. Right.
Okay, no.
Thanks.
Alright, we're good.
He's good. Yeah. Yes.
I'm pushing a lot of friends to buy my work. I'm too melted down to get more dogs to walk. I'm barely functional, and my storage unit is filled with artwork that is never sold, and I cannot afford it. A college friend offers to buy something. She has $300. Buy one from this series. I want something from when you were in Japan, maybe. Those were nice. I get adamant. Buy this work. Rory, I'm not putting pictures of black dick on my living room wall. In this moment, I'm getting my face cracked, and I think, is this why my work is never sold? My friend is a blonde white woman whose husband was a gang prosecutor, now a judge. They live in a bubble of fear from retaliating gang members. I want to bring out how unconscious fantasies are a structuring principle of our social, emotional, and political life. It is in the domain of race, whose violent and sexy fantasia haunts America daily, that our need for an understanding of the psychic reality of fantasy and its effect on the body politic is greatest. I speak with my one sister. We haven't been interacting much due to an incident where she assaulted another sister after our mother died. I'm not delusional. She's just going to have to get over it. I mean, at the time, she's shouting, "You need to go, you need to go," while she's shoving another sister from behind. Then, "Get off me, don't touch me," pounding her on the back. And I'm like 1 foot away. It was like she was possessed. It was scary. I'm still not quite over that one myself. I wear my purple silk charmeuse cape, a frilly lilac neck lined in large polka dots. I have 20 capes, the best part of being a human cannonball. I'm standing on top of a fire hydrant on 14th Street. NYPD officers 8179 and 23030 approach. What are you doing? I'm a human cannonball. No cannon? I gesture for him to keep the postcard, but he hands it back. They leave me where they find me, standing on a fire hydrant on 14th Street, cape blowing in the wind. Nothing in my performance is fast. I saunter, pose, model, cling to poles, and sometimes lie down in a flying position. I walk to the northeast corner of 14th Street and 6th Avenue, pose on a pole, then lie on the ground. Then I try something new. While the light is green, I stride into the intersection and line the edge of the crosswalk in a flying position. I watch the pedestrian light, and when it blinks 5 seconds remaining, I get up and walk back to the corner. I climb on top of 5 newspaper kiosks just north of the corner. I fly on top of the Voice and Gay City news boxes. People photograph me the entire time like usual. I put my head down to rest, just relaxing. I'm tired. Someone jerks my arm and pulls at me. "Get down." It's a police officer, the same one, 23030. He pulls my left arm, and before I can get all the way off the kiosk, he pushes me into them. 23030 continues to push me. He hits me on the arm. "You were blocking traffic." "No, I wasn't." "What?" "Shut up, you lying piece of shit." He pushes me over and over. I can't get my balance to stand up. "Shut up." They handcuff me and push me to the wall, the handcuffs breaking skin. I can't reach my phone. Can I call 911 when the police are beating me? People smile and take photos as they pass. This is police harassment. Please help me. And email photos. Shut up. 15 minutes later, the police put me in an 18-passenger van, and we drive up 6th Avenue. They walk me into Bellevue Mental Hospital wearing my sparkly gold helmet, dark green aviator glasses, and cape. 23030 handcuffs me to a chair. I can't get up, but I can take off my helmet. I have bruises. At this point, I'm thinking, and you may be too, I'm thinking, why am I doing this? I'm an artist, but really, as someone said to or about me the night before at a party, he, me, is obviously not mentally ill. Another artist says, the human cannonball is manifesting an archetype, the village idiot. I looked that up later, that's fine. But the root why, I'm just existing on the street as this thing. What's that like? So the cops disconnect me from the chair, handcuff me again, and escort me down the hall through some double doors and cuff me to a chair. The staff take my boots, helmet, cape, and glasses, put them in a big paper bag, tell me to write my name in black Sharpie, they take it away. They uncuff me, and an attendant gives me a clipboard with 10 forms to fill out. A psychiatrist and 2 nurses interview me. I get a wristband. I return to the holding area to wait for the next thing. A man is very upset. A black woman in white calls my name and points to a room behind a gate. I'm drawing your blood. Why? Why do you need to draw my blood? I'm only here because it's routine. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. Just go outside and wait, but you will be here a lot longer. I take off my shirt. She draws vials of blood. She attaches gel and stickies and wires all over my hairy front area. She walks out with my blood. She leaves me lying there on this table half nude, wondering if I can get up or not, so I'm there a few minutes. I guess the head doctor comes in, an Asian man, seems kind. He was the one interviewing me. What kind of questions did they ask me? If I were on drugs? No. If I had ever been hospitalized before? No. If I had a history? I have no history. Well, depression, anxiety, sure, some. You can go. You had it a lot easier being taken here than to the clinic. This was a waste of everyone's time. I'm a little pissed off. He is about to say something like he agrees. A joke by the cops on the staff there to give him a chuckle. Your EKG was good. I've not had health insurance for most of the past 9 years, so this is helpful to know. They return my things in the brown paper bag. I lace up my boots, walk out of Bellevue, and down to 8th Avenue, a long way, but let's just say I need some air. I carry the helmet, cape stuffed inside. I was wrong for lying on the crosswalk. I didn't think I was blocking traffic, but cars couldn't make a turn. As I thought about it later, I remember hearing car horns beeping. My lawyer friend says I can sue, but it's not a First Amendment case. It's a police harassment case. I practice forgiveness. And I'm feeling angry and resentful when I think of the NYPD. Will you forgive me for resenting them? I say to a random sister on the street 2 years later. Yes, she says. Am I a victim? Something happened. I know what the cops do to people of color on the street or for existing while black. I try to find decent housing. I moved to a 3-bedroom share in Bed-Stuy with a Jamaican-American artist whom I don't know well, but I like his work. And I have a separate room. A walk-through dining room is my art studio, and that is why I move in. The rent is $666 per month. I stay there 9 months. The other roommate, G, it's schizophrenic. He calls me stud over and over and moves my food around in the kitchen all the time. He laughs hysterically in the nights in the room next to mine. He's off meds most of the time. G watches the Al Pacino gay serial killer movie Cruising over and over for hours on end all night long on loop and talks about it on and on. It could be 5:30 in the morning when I get up to pee, I drag into the living room and he has cruising on. You know, it opens with the scene of an arm floating in the Hudson. I land a job walking dogs. I start designing costumes for my performance projects, fancy menswear. I help the main roommate leaseholder artist with his resume, cover letter, and send him job listings. He gets hired as an art handler. This is when I find out he has not been paying any rent at all for 5 or 6 months, and a court date is imminent. I happen to be home when the notice comes in. I try not to be an asshole when I ask him what happened to our rent money. The notice is wrong. He starts these rage cycles every few weeks that I clock over the last 2 months, where he berates me, including blocking my exit at increasingly frightening levels of anger. He says he's letting go of the huge, cheap 10 rooms for $1,800 a month apartment rather than address the back rent. We cannot discuss it rationally. He starts to yell at me at times. I walk away. Normal conversation isn't possible. He watches Rosemary's Baby and The Harder They Fall. How much was the rent? I'm hoping to just save enough money to get out quickly as possible. I have a friend getting off the subway to stay overnight, a visiting curator and writer. The friend is texting me, and the artist roommate blows up. Your friend can't stay here. He blocks my exit from the living room again while he rages. And then he changes his mind. I have no money to move out. I do not feel safe. One night after 11 p.m., I'm in the living room, and when he walks in, I see that look on his face, so I gather my things and head to my room. Why did you tell G about the rent, he yells. I walk away. He follows me. I go into my room and lock the door. He pounds on the door, yelling. He kicks my door down off the hinges, knocking me to the ground on my back. He punches me. He kicks me. I'm on my back. The door is half on top of me. He punches my face. I bite his arm and push him back with my legs and shove the flimsy door back into the jam. You're going to give me AIDS! He lurches and pushes the door back open and hits again. He spits in my face. I spit in his face. I've never done such a thing before. I push the door back to closed position and lean against it while he curses me out from the other side. Then silence. I hear a click and the room goes black. He flipped off the circuit breaker outside my bedroom. I'm leaning against the broken door, praying in the dark. My friend Judy told me to pray for people I'm in conflict with or whatever, and I've been for months praying for Jay in particular because we're friends and artists, and yet I'm more like a former Catholic lapsed Buddhist than anything, so I don't have a God to pray to really, but I pray. I feel I'm thinking in the dark. My room is pitch black. I know he'll kill me. There's no way into the double door building without keys or someone letting you in. My room has one tiny window with bars. The lights come back on. You're a horrible person. Why don't you go back to the woods in Ohio with your sister where you belong? You're a whore. You bring all these black men up in here. You're racist. You're racist. You're racist. You're a whore. You're a whore for black cock. I lean against the broken door. After more yelling, he goes away. It takes me an hour to calm down. I'm terrified to call the police. Later, I realize because of the human cannonball thing. The other roommate comes home. What happened? He kicked the door in and beat me. Did you call the police? I just did. 2 officers come. I let them in, both Caribbean. We all stand in the living room, my art space, and they take a report. They ask if he beat me or kicked the door down. He says no, but I'll get it fixed tomorrow. They look at my artwork on the walls. I feel them think this is a spat between faggot lovers. If they're fucking, best they kill each other too, especially if this white-looking dude is fucking bro up the ass, best he kill him. I have bruises. The door's off the hinges, broken beyond repair. It's obvious he's lying. I'm too whatever to protest. I forget to say he turned off the circuit breakers, or that I bit his arm, and he wears a long-sleeve shirt now. He is calm and even-toned. He has a sweet musical voice. Mind your temper, one officer says to him. I remember the conversations we had about art and movies and about our work, artists going in. Why do you make circles? Move, I say. We look one another in the eye. We gaze at each other. We never touch one another at all until he assaults me. I'm not a victim. Something happened. I am not a victim. Something happened. I am not a victim. Something happened. Why? I stay with Sarah one night, and the next day, with the help of some friends, my sister pays for a larger storage unit. My friend Rory can't help me move. She's having a strawberry shortcake party that day, and I miss it. I dumped my furniture for the second time in 2 years. I can't even remember, but it was 2 years ago or then. It was then the time my roommate about liked to kill me, calling me a whore for black cock. I said I would use my life to end racism, homophobia, and violence, not give my life. Why is this happening? I have $200 to my name, so I'm fortunate to stay with friends here and there for a month or more. I twirl. This is the third time in 5 years that I'm homeless. First in Atlanta, where I end up living in my studio in this refurbished church with my dog, tossing my piss out the window on cold days. And in Michigan, my car dies on the highway, and I end up spending the winter living in an empty storefront in this lonely, dead college town after my residency ends. I have no income. I start to hyperventilate. I've been an artist in residence at this small college that fall, rehearsing every day for a walking performance in which I walk around and mumble love song lyrics to passersby on the street. I wear all red for this performance to stand out in the crowd, but not too much. And I will always love you. One night I'm walking home from hanging with Michael in Michigan, a few blocks, but I keep going instead of turning to go home. A van passes me. I look at the van. The van stops. A man comes out and walks purposely towards me. I know I'm in trouble. Why are you looking at us? He demands. I don't know. I'm drunk. Smack. He punches me in the face, knocking my black glasses off. They fly away, never find them. He turns and walks toward the van. I feel lucky. He was so hard, I thought he just as well killed me as punched me in the face. Let me say, since we've been together, loving you forever is all I see. Let me be the one you come running to. After the roommate thing, I'm kind of numb and try not to melt down, but when I'm stressed, I have accidents. The Monday after, a dog named Mavis, her tail tip gets caught in the elevator door, 6th floor going down. She bites me on the leg and the hand. Buzz, the crazy Frenchie, flips out and bites me and Mavis. Did the dog bite an artery between my thumb and index finger? There's so much blood, like Dan Aykroyd on Saturday Night Live playing Julia Child. And it's my blood filling the elevator, then the lobby, ambulance, emergency room, shots and stitches. It's only a vein. It's cool. I'm okay. And I keep walking dogs while couch surfing. I don't want to get freaked out by the dogs, and I need money. The dogs are okay. What am I? And I could have sued the elevator in the building, but I do not sue. I'm not a sewer. I should transform into a sewer. Other things happen that year. I'm clairvoyant. I have premonitions all the time, but usually it's simple things like so-and-so's going to call me and my phone rings. One day a voice says to me, Lawrence is going to die. 2 weeks later, my healthy boss is in the hospital with some mysterious illness. 3 months later, he passes away. I'm walking his client's dogs in the winter just trying to survive. I know the day he dies because I see the shape of a pony running in a dust moat, a dust bunny in the hallway when I look down walking by, like seeing shapes in clouds. I see that and I know, and then I get the news. What was that? I'm not over it, okay? I'm not over it. I need a break. I've been hyperventilating and weeping every day for months, and I'm months behind on my rent again. Let's just acknowledge, at this point, I'm sort of out of my mind. I've lived so long, broke and poor, artist, it's affected me. I always trust God or the universe or whatever, and it's always worked out, even if I've stolen food or run away or accepted loans from people I can't hope to repay. I've become this thing. I ride a bus and stay with a Facebook friend in Baltimore a few nights. I tell him I'm broke, I have no money to eat, you will have to feed me. He says, okay, but it's not like that. I'm hungry and I want cigarettes. My first day in Baltimore, I do a street intervention wearing my state sanctioned violence against people of color two-sided t-shirt. The message on the front and the back. I wear it every day for 3 months the year before, and it changed my life in Brooklyn. I walk for hours shaking my egg shakers. Then I start chanting, wake up. Then it becomes, wake up, white identified people. Wake up, white identified people, as I rattle and walk, sprinkling everyone with love, compassion plus justice in appropriate proportions per person. I move along a popular road on the Baltimore waterfront. Lots of white-looking folks in jackets are walking to a football game at the stadium. Wake up, white-identified people. 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 Over and over, screeching, shouting, whispering, cajoling. A ritual. I know the ghosts of slaves in Baltimore. They gag everywhere. I must offer acts of propitiation. I walk to the water's edge, lie on my stomach and touch my hands into the water, just dip my fingertips in. The port where slave ships came in. I came to Baltimore to appease ghosts. All I want to eat is salt and butter. Is there a timeline for forgiveness? I think I read a monograph on that. Heard recently. That bitch stole my lighter. That's code. Anyway, I decide since I have no money and my artwork is not selling, I might as well be a whore. But if I'm going to be a whore, I would like to be a sacred whore and offer sexual healing services. I'm sure I can make more money than by beating my head against a wall trying to sell my art, and I need money today, now. I connect with a guy and walk over to his place in West Baltimore after midnight. The 300-pound man is the social worker. He comes in my ass against his couch. I pull my pants on and walk back a mile or two away, shaking my shakers with $10 in my pocket at 2 a.m. Just a side note, if you're inclined to feel badly for me at this point in my tale, please note you're looking at the person who in his youth used to sing, leading his friends in this song. The first whore from Baltimore said, mine's as big as the sea. The ships go in, the ships go out, they never bother me. Oh, roly-poly, tickle my holy up the slimy slough. Drag your nuts across my guts, we're all a part of the crew. So I'm good. I know all 4 verses. I don't feel bad. I'm like, hell yeah, I need that money, and it's my first time out. You gotta start at the bottom when that's where you are. I need to try new things. That's what artists do. My mom said if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. I used to hate that shit, but you know what? Here I am. Here I am. Next day, I put on a pair of white and black patterned leggings, tank top, and a blue hoodie with a baseball cap, but most importantly, my big ass popping. I walk around the area to check it out. I look like a whore. I'm serving Street Whore 101. It's almost a joke, but a dealer on the street, a thin black guy, a lookout, eyeballs me walking around. White dime, he calls out over and over. White dime on the block. White dime. White Dime is my hooker name, I realize. We used to joke about hooker names, you know. Mine was Snowball Falcon. Put your pet name plus the street you grew up on. I take a Jungian approach. White dime. White dime. White dime. White dime me. White dime me. I take this to mean my white identity has to die in order for me to survive. I write rap lyrics. White dime. I'm white dime this time. Holy are you, eternal, free and whole, at peace forever in the heart of God. Where is the world, and where is sorrow now? Later, I'm wandering around Baltimore, waiting on this man I met. A couple walking by is about to throw away their take-home boxes. Oh, don't throw that away, I interject. I'll eat it, I'm hungry. The woman looks back at me and her male date or partner turns around and hands me the box. Have this, he says. I eat the leftover burger and it's cold outside. A tall black man walks up to me. What do you need? A jacket. Hang on, like a stagehand. Like that, he brings me a fleece-lined blue plastic jacket. Thank you, I say. He walks away. This is how it happens on the street sometimes. White dime. Another guy. We talk on the phone twice. He gives me his address. We decide on a time. He offers me $150. I'm like, woohoo! I have to get to 6000 Moyer Avenue in Baltimore. I tell him have the money ready. I decide to get a cab, but they say a hack. You have to go to a hack stand in Baltimore. Hack stands are unmarked. You have to know. I shake my shakers as I walk, and I pray to the Holy Spirit, Great Spirit, to guide me. It takes me almost an hour to find the hack stand. A lot of people on the street guide me. I wait for a car. Mr. Sam is my hack driver, a black man in his 60s. I tell him everything on the way, that I'm a new whore going to meet a client and an artist. I tell him about the acts of propitiation and that I follow the Holy Spirit. He's not down with the gay stuff, but he understands whores and life on the street. I tell him, you know how many of your straight or bi or DL brothers released from prison or whatever have been forced by the society to suck some white man's dick in the park or wherever to survive? And you know that's slavery in modern times. How can you get work when you have been released from prison with a record or not? That's not me, but I understand. I want to change that. I have a great idea to change that. Then he tells me some deep shit I won't repeat here. It takes forever to get to 6000 Moyer, and the client will not answer his phone or respond to my text, but we are on our way. We pull up to 6000 Moyer, an empty lot on a one-way street. An unmarked gray. I have $3 left for my $10 job the night before. I tell Mr. Sam the deal. Any other hack from West Baltimore would have fucked my shit up right then, beaten the shit out of me, and left me or my body at 6000 Moyer. My hack driver understands the empty lot. The joke is not just on you, but on me too. You could owe me the money. Mr. Sam drives me back. I owed $40 in my life. Do I exaggerate? My bag is heavy. I'm an overpacker. I'm an angel, he tells me. Is he? Do people say that? Next day, I decide to sell my handmade underwear on the street in Baltimore. I've been sewing like mad. I make a money shaker with ass juice, lube, salt, butter, and sage in a cardboard tube wrapped in paper, some rocks. I shake the money shaker all the way downtown. I give a few pair to a homeless man to sell on the street. I walk to an X-rated bookstore, and outside, a man who looks just like George Carlin comes right up to me. He has me sign 2 pairs and give them to him to sell. These will be worth a lot of money. Yeah! I feel like I'm being observed and recorded, but I'm not. I must be out of my mind, and yet it all makes sense. I know it's okay. My host takes nude photos of me while I'm sleeping. The point is that all the signs after my acts of propitiation point to getting the fuck out of Dodge. I skip town in my same old purple lacy underwear, orange shirt, etc., etc. I take a bus back to New York City. In Penn Station, a dark-skinned man near my age offers to help with my bags. He has hair, he's medium height. He walks right up to me. I don't have any money, I'm a New Yorker. That's okay, you're one of us. He wants to walk with me outside. I tell him what happened in Baltimore, everything. The empty lot. He understands. Something better is coming, or I'm wackadoo, I say. Something better's coming. He helps me get to the subway, 2 large bags. I give him my name. I'm Angel, he says. Is he? Do people just say that? Is that a thing? Who says that? Am I on drugs? Only in the sense of, yeah. I'm on Wellbutrin and I smoke weed sometimes, not a good combination. But besides that, or maybe because of it, I realize and decide and declare on social media I will make more money as a whore for black cock in Dubai than I have ever made as a white identified figurative painter whose work looks at slavery and sexuality in the United States of America. Now, I don't know why Dubai. Why not Dubai? I create the hashtags whore for black cock and Dubai whore, writing about how I'm looking for work as a whore in Dubai. All these men in white robes holding big long guns start to follow me and message me on Instagram. They like my pictures. Some wealthy young Arabian teenage boys start to follow me. They have camels and pools. They like my pictures. I'm freaking out. Then I think, okay, I'm right. Maybe I'm right. I will make more money as a whore in Dubai than as an artist in the USA. How do I get there? A high-class escort agency in Dubai follows me. They message me. Okay, I guess I'll be getting a job soon. I'm 49 years old, and finally I get to work in the world's oldest profession. I message them, but I don't hear back. Is that a good thing? I'm mortified, but I could also give a fuck. I have to eat. A few months later, a friend of mine tells me a friend of his was hired as a tutor for a Saudi royal family. Somehow, the teenage boys he's tutoring all start to fuck him during his tutorials. I guess someone just whips it out and fucks him. I don't know, but they're all fucking him. One day, the dad comes in. The kids are fucking the tutor. The dad beats the tutor up and yells, "We're getting out of here." They're taking him away. Dad and his driver drag the tutor to a car, drive to a friend's place, and the dad, the driver, and the friend all fuck the shit out of him. Then the tutor's getting paid to get fucked up the ass by all the boys, the dad and the driver. These are the kind of jobs you can get in New York City? I'm like, what if he doesn't feel like it that day? Oh my God. Have I become this thing? Can I give up my white identity if race is a construct? Declare it dead and move ahead in my life without it? Forgiveness is an option. It's a choice, not a requirement. It's not. Forgiveness is not required. I'm not pretending to be something I'm not, and I'm not what I was before. Shall I be released? Is there another box? Was I out of my mind? Thank you. Go. Thank you.
It's actually all So I get right down.
Yeah. What can you say?
He's earning. Yeah. He's one of my floor supervisors. He's not like just a counselor. He's one of the managers. He's not. Nah, yeah.
You didn't know any of that.
And he's actually not so when the next I just got it the next week. Yeah, he's leaving. I was like, no. That was my first response.
Yeah.
And then I realized,
Yeah.
this is cute. Huh?
Thanks, man.
Here? Okay. You want to use my phone? That's not a double picture. Yeah. Just take a picture. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Right up right there. You want me to take it? That's why I'm here.
Yeah, no.
I have lots of them.
Thank you for being here.
You're amazing.
What's your name?
My name's Elia.
Elia. Rory. Hi.
Rory. Hi.
Will. Hi. Did you come for this?
Yeah, I came with him.
Oh, great. Good. How did you find out about it?
I do like a production review for the class.
Oh, great.
For the class, yeah. So I'm
Okay.
looking up things online and came across it.
Oh, great. Good.
Yeah, he saw your picture. He's just like, I gotta know what this is
Yeah.
about.
Good.
That's what it
Great.
is.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. And if you need a follow-up, you can find me on social media and email me or
Okay,
message
cool.
me.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How often do you perform?
This is my first time here, so
cool.
it's
Congratulations.
yeah. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah. So
Take it around, I guess.
I don't know what'll happen. It's like the first public reading of this piece. So
Oh,
it'll
cool.
just eventually maybe sort of stage it. I don't know.
Okay.
No, I don't know. No idea. But I had to wear my shirt.
Of course.
I'm glad you guys are here. Do you really go down the
One
block
of my pockets is
to Vanessa? Is that hard? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I don't mind but I could find if you feel like having another. So she's a cool guy.
So he texted me early and okay, I'll call you when I can't, as soon as I get home. And okay, I'm not going to all day. And then he texted me about okay, I'm moving when I come down at 7. No, 7:06. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to make the page. Like, we can go into the rooms at all. I was like, I'm not. He's like, no, I don't want to go in the rooms at all. I was like, okay, so I was like, hey, just like, are you cool with them coming in? I was like, yeah, it's fine. So I told him, I was just like, hey, listen, I have, well, I can take a little flash at me about this, but we haven't with other medicine. It's really nice. And I told him, and I was just like, you're afraid to have yeah, yeah. Had to have a moment there. I've actually never seen that before. Actually, I had no idea. And this is the first time hearing this in 2 years. So I texted him, I was just like, go ahead and go for free. He just heads up, like, the breakers behind the TV. Like, I've tried both of them, and the second one doesn't work. And he's just like, those are only for emergencies if there's a fire. I was like, and like, the text was really weird. I'll show you. He's like, okay, those breakers are not to be flipped unless there's a fire or life or death. One of them is for my apartment, and the other one, and the other is for one is for the apartment, the other is for the power upstairs. Yeah, and I was like, okay, and my response was, okay, I apologize, I didn't see the solution because you weren't answering your fucking phone. So apparently the breaker that I was looking for is behind the refrigerator. You can't.
Yeah, because I went to school with the hospital from the show.
That whole setup down there, like, that was
Yeah. So that's fine if you don't want to, like, that's great, but then you need to always have your phone be on if you don't want to touch breakers. I have not heard from him since I said I apologize.
That's his job. The landlord, you gotta call 24/7. I'm working by 2 in the morning, and I need to do work at 2 in the morning. I just have especially it's not like he lives in Brooklyn and you
What it does